What's going on, everybody? Super Saiyan Paul here, back at it again. Today we got some really interesting news, information, and updates on Dragon Ball Super, as well as major spoilers as to what's going to mainly go down in Dragon Ball Super Episode 130, as well as Dragon Ball Super Episode 131. So if you guys do not want to be spoiled, make sure you guys click off of the video right now, because we're about to dive headfirst into this and break down what these titles reveal to us, and basically ends off the entire Dragon Ball Super series as a whole. If you guys are going to stick around, please make sure you guys smash that like button for me, as well as subscribe and turn on notifications. I appreciate you guys so much for all of your continued support. Anyway, diving right into this, Dragon Ball Super Episode 130 and Episode 131's titles have been revealed. Episode 129 already had its title revealed a while ago, and plus it's the next episode in line, but if you guys don't know yet, Episode 130's title is going to be named An Unprecedented Super Showdown, and then Episode 131 is going to be Goku Until the Day We Meet Again. So what this means, basically, is that it seems as though it's leaning towards Goku winning the tournament. The reason why I would say this is because Mastered Ultra Instinct is stated to be the strongest form of Goku of all time, and it's also advertised as a form that does not know defeat. It's a form made only for victory. So with those two things in mind, plus Jiren having a shallow backstory, and so most of this ending of the tournament has been rushed, I have a feeling Jiren's gonna get fodderized by this form, and most likely, it doesn't mention anything about Frieza being like being a traitor towards anything, because if it was, I don't think that title would have been as happy-as-go-lucky as it is with Goku Until the Day We Meet Again. That kind of reminds me of the Dragon Ball GT vibe, and with that being the case, I have a feeling Frieza's gonna turn into a good guy. For some reason, there's still a slight chance that Frieza's going to become a good guy and help Goku out in the final moments against Jiren. What he's most likely going to do, now follow me here guys, go back to the Cell Saga. What he could potentially do here is that, remember when there was the father-son Kamehameha and Gohan was trying to harness all of his power while Goku was cheering him on the sidelines and giving him all the advice that he needed to unlock his full potential? Vegeta jumps in and blasts Cell because he did it out of the rage for Trunks. Now, picture that same scenario where maybe Jiren's fighting back an attack and Frieza catches him off guard. Jiren's caught off guard for like a split second, or he helps Goku with the final attack to get Jiren out of the ring, and it's a complete turnover for Frieza becoming a good guy. Because if Frieza becomes a good guy, if you guys think back to all the way at the beginning of Dragon Ball Z, this guy has been around since before Goku's birth. He's been tyrannizing Saiyans, he's been tyrannizing the universe. Beerus knows him, everyone knows this guy as a bad guy, and here's his chance to redeem himself and have some sort of character development. Do you guys think, in the comment section below, do you guys think that Frieza is going to become a good guy? And if you guys do, make sure you guys comment down below with hashtag good Frieza, or hashtag bad Frieza, or hashtag betrayal Frieza if you guys think that he's going to betray Goku. I'm just wondering what that wish could possibly be, because if the ending is similar to what I see here with GT being like the main thing, remember, Goku Until the Day We Meet Again, that just reminds me so much of just a happy ending. And basically, I feel like anybody that reads that title is going to think of a happy ending. I feel like at the pace of the show, it's just going to lean towards Goku winning. They're going to keep it simplified, because if they overcomplicate this wish, what is that going to do for this movie? Because the upcoming movie is going to be coming out later this year, and what I want to know is, how is this going to fit in with the Dragon Ball Super timeline? If it's going to continue off of where they leave off right here at the end of the Tournament of Power, is it going to be separate? I mean, if it's featuring the most Saiyans ever in a movie, most likely that means Universe 6. So what I'm seeing here is just that it's going to be a straightforward ending here. Frieza might try to betray Goku, but most likely, if they keep it straightforward, Frieza helps out Goku. Maybe, just maybe, there's a chance he's gonna become a good guy, and then they're just gonna wish for all of the universes back. Now, they had so much potential with the two wishes being not from Goku, being from either Jiren or Frieza, because the amount of possibilities you can make out of a series with that is endless, basically, because you don't know what these two would wish for. Jiren, it's still unconfirmed, and Frieza, it's still kind of up in the air, because we know that he's a tyrannical warlord from the past. So with those things in mind, it really didn't make sense for Dragon Ball Super to end in terms of what if they ran out of content and stuff like that. It ended mainly because of where the timeline was fitting, if anything, and on top of that, they just needed more time to really plan out maybe the next series, because this one was rushed. You cannot say Dragon Ball Super was rushed. Did we enjoy it? I loved its run so far up until this point. I just want to see how it ends, but I still love it regardless. And the thing about Dragon Ball Super is that the thing that I love the most about it is that it brought the community back together. Like, after how many years of just having a dormant community, it was basically a very small community of us, and then it just kept growing back, and everybody from the childhoods came flocking back to Dragon Ball Super. And then they brought back Frieza, one of the most iconic villains in anime history, bridging it all together. That's what I loved about Dragon Ball Super. And now, with him having a chance to become a good guy, it really changes the dynamic of Dragon Ball Super, because you guys think about it. The beginning of Dragon Ball Z, Frieza was there. And if you think about the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, including the Dragon Ball Z movie, Resurrection F, he was there as like one of the selling points of the series, and they launched that into Super. So it counts as Z technically as well as Super, but mainly Super if anything, but it was labeled as a Z movie, and that's what I can't wait to see with the movie that's coming up this year. Is it labeled as a Dragon Ball Super movie, or is it going to be labeled as just another Dragon Ball movie, and maybe it'll be launching the new series? But Frieza was an amazing character, and they have, if anything, either way, if they go with the good side of Frieza or the bad side, regardless of what they choose, they actually have the most diversity with what they can do with him in these final moments. More than Jiren, because if you guys look at Frieza's story, because it stretches all the way back to Dragon Ball Z, even before Goku's birth, even before Vegeta, the thing about him is that he can go either way and it'll work, because his character is much more fleshed out. It's been much fleshed out from all these years of just content, and on top of that, what he's done in the tournament. Even though he hasn't done that much, he has a chance to really take all of the things that were put into play here and really put in some character development, or if anything, show us something true to his character. So it would make sense for him to do anything and be acceptable. Jiren, however, it seems like he's going to get fodderized, because if he goes 100%, chances are he's not going to get this wish. Because of the title, you could read it as Goku until the day we meet again, as in a way for Jiren to get the wish and leave it off as a cliffhanger, but I don't see that happening, mainly because that wouldn't be a satisfying ending, and I don't think you would end a series on that note, because why would you leave it up in the air in smoke? They would usually have a continuation, and Dragon Ball Z, or GT never ended off in that type of manner, and I think that would be way too complicated for the writing that they've provided us thus far. They've rushed this writing way too much. Rebrian, hashtag Rebrian if you guys got this far in this video. And if they rush the writing this far, do you guys really think they're going to make something that intricate, leaving it off in a cliffhanger at the end of the Tournament of Power? I think after all of the action, after all of the filler in this thing, they're going to give us a definitive ending, and because of where the timeline takes place, they barely had any time to squeeze in between the end of Z and here. They'd rather move it to a different time, so I think they would just set this ending in a very set in stone manner, rather than leaving it open-ended. This way, they don't have to worry about any timeline collisions. They don't have to worry about coming back to this time. They can keep the powers, if anything, if they move past Oob and move into GT, because what they're calling Ultra Instinct Mastered is the ultimate form of all time, stronger than SS4, basically, because it's the strongest Goku in history. Goodbye, SS4, which I'll make a separate video on. That's what's going to be going down here. So, remember guys, make sure you guys comment down below. Do you guys think Frieza's going to become a good guy in these moments? Do you think he's going to become a bad guy? I don't really see him getting his wish, because if he's not getting, like, if he wishes for something, what would it be? Would he be the one to wish all the universes back? Do you think that's his chance to become the good guy? Do you think he's going to pitch in with Jiren? Or are they going to win by, if he's going to pitch with the attack on Jiren, or is he going to win by default with him just being in the ring, and it's going to be two warriors from Universe 7 versus just Jiren on Universe 11, and they win by default in the last minute? Or do you think he has a chance to betray Goku? Honestly, if he betrayed Goku, they're going to have to squeeze that so fast into the story. Like, it's just literally betray Goku, take wish, end story, right there, roll credits. I don't really see that happening, because with the whole episode dedicated to basically the finale here, because episode 130 is the final minute, they have an episode dedicated to the final epilogue of the show, so that doesn't really make sense for them to just go to have Frieza betray, then add all of this stuff and leave us on a cliffhanger. I have a feeling Goku's gonna win, wish for all the universes back, and that's the end of that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys comment down below with your thoughts and opinions. Like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications. It's been Super Saiyan Paul, and I'm out.